In today's lesson, you will learn how to represent data in a stem and leaf diagram. You should be able to do this by the end of the lesson. So in example 1 here, we have a table of values, and the question says HMV have only 12 computer games left in their sale. Their prices are shown in a table. Construct an ordered stem and leaf diagram to represent this information. Firstly, I'm going to do my title. So the title should represent what is going to be in the diagram, which is the price of HMV computer games. Next, I'll look for my minimum and maximum value from the table of values I have been given. This will tell me what my stem needs to range from and to. Okay, so 7 being the lowest number, my stem needs to start at 0, and 33 being my highest number, it needs to go up to 3. Okay, so because this is a relatively small data set, the next thing that we are going to do is we're going to just fill it in order. Okay, so starting with the £7, I'll score it out as I go along. Then I also have two £8 to fill in. In the tens, I have £12, £14, £16 and £19. In the 20s, I have £20, £22, £23, £25, and lastly, I have £33. Okay, so now we have all of this data in the diagram and in order. The only thing we are missing is a key, which is so important. So the key should tell the reader how to read this diagram. 1 bar 2 is equal to £12, and again it's so important that I've put the pound sign in, so this isn't 12 pence, this isn't 12 of anything else, it is £12, okay? Okay, in example 2 we have a larger data set. This data set also includes a decimal point, which I will show you how to put this data into a stem and leaf diagram. Now, another important point is when you're drawing stem and leaf diagrams, there should never be more than one digit in the leaves to represent a data point, okay? This doesn't really matter too much for this one, but it might for other ones that you try yourself. Okay, so again, going through my data to look for the maximum and the minimum. Our minimum is 0.6 and the maximum is 6.8, which means my stem needs to range from 0 to 6. Now, because this is a larger data set, I'm not going to try and put it straight into an ordered stem and leaf diagram. I'm going to do an unordered one first, and then I'll order it after I'm done. In this way, hopefully I'll make less mistakes, okay? So starting with 3.5, I'll just fill that in the 3 row. 2.4, I'll put a 4 in the 2 row. Notice how I'm not doing any decimal points at this stage. The key will tell the reader that there is a decimal involved in this, but just for now there should be no decimal points, okay? The 4.7, the 7 goes in the 4 row, 1.8, the 8 goes in the 1 row, and I'm just going to keep doing this, scoring out as I go along and try not to make any mistakes at this point, okay? Okay, so when I have finished, my diagram should look like this. So that is everything being put in. Now, a good idea is to count your data leaves against the table of values you were given to make sure that you've got everyone in there, okay? Next, I'm going to put in my key, and you can see here in the key, I tell the reader that 1 bar 8 is equal to 1.8, okay? Now, you can see how this would now be easier to order. In each row, I'm just going to now order them from the smallest to the largest like so, okay? So I'm just going to do a whole new diagram where I reorder it from smallest to largest in each row. Okay, part B then says find the range. So remember, the range means highest minus lowest, and because we've put this data in order in our table, we can clearly see that the highest value is 6.8 and the lowest value is 0.6. The range is highest take away lowest, which gives us a range of 6.2. Part B says write down the mode. That is the number that appears the most in this data set, and if you go through, we have three 5.2s, which means our mode is 5.2. Asked to calculate the median of this set of data. Now, if you count through, there are 36 data points, which means there must be 18 on either side of the median, okay? So the median must lie between the 18th and the 19th number, which would lie between 4.2 and 4.5. Remember, in order to calculate the number that is exactly in the middle of these two, we would add them together and divide by 2, which gives us a median of 4.35.